What's up? This is H News Tech here. So, this video is going to be about the description, of course, in the title about open core computers. They were trying to make another hackintosh attempt, like 5-star. 5-star did. I mean, it's not 5-star, but it's Pi-star from 2009 that were selling hackintoshes with the Mac OS on the machines as as computers. And by the Apple UTA says that no one can actually sell computers with the operating system on it from Apple. It can't be ran on a non-Apple computer regardless. And the legal trouble starts from that point. And I try to look at the website to look at details and see what to study about it to make a better video. And their website's already down. Apple probably already took care of it. And this is what I respect, because they're about to sell a computer for like $4,000 for a clone of Apple with Windows possibility and other. And you can't do that. We thought from December 2009 that Apple made it very clear with the judge that those computers would not be sold anymore and they'd be defunct. And apparently we have another issue because there's another company trying to make computers with a special bootloader and software to actually have Mac OS current version, whatever, on the systems pre-installed on Windows machines. And why does not Apple do this, allow this to happen? Well, Apple did this before in the early 90s, and they were about to go broke. So when Steve Jobs came back to Apple in 97 or so, he completely killed off the clone business of having Apple, non-Apple hardware run Apple's operating system with the license and all the legal things. So Apple probably went after them very quick. I'm surprised, because I would probably too. And you can sell a computer company with Windows, because that's Microsoft based. That's not Apple, and their URL doesn't allow that to happen. So you're taking a risk. It's legal to actually modify a computer to boot the OS. You just can't sell it and make money off of it, basically. And that's where the legal line goes, and that's when it's illegal. Just for basically building it for like a channel and just, uploading proof of it and all, that's fine. But when they sell computers preloaded with the operating system, that's where it really hits them. And apparently they went quick. It was about 5 days ago. They were showing the website, and they only had one version. There's a lot of people, some people betting, one YouTuber betting that they're going to be gone before you know it. And they're already gone before a month. Like literally a few days, and the website's not up anymore. So it's like, wow. Apple's really serious. And when they had those computers in the early 90s with their own custom IBM or wherever processors, they were losing so much money they could have went broke. And Apple was only getting like $50 a computer when, they were like only a couple hundred megs in speed and about 250 megs of memory. And that's when they switched to Apple Inc. and started making computers with their OS on it. And, that agreement, when you just sign into the first computer you get from Apple, that you have to agree to that in the EULA, you cannot install this on non-Apple hardware, basically sell it basically as that. That's where it really hurts them, and really when it's illegal, for sure. But, yeah. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe below, because it can really help. I'm off. I had to do some stretching this morning, so yeah. Off for a few days, and I had to go back, and it's going to be hot, and I watered the plants last night, so I'm making sure, get up and get out of there before, it gets too dark. And today it's just too hot right now at the moment. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already hot around 8. Go over there, for Walmart to get a special water day card. It's already hot enough as it is with the mask on, so yeah, I may stay in for a while because it's supposed to be around 100 degrees in my city, so it's supposed to be really hot. And, for 3 days technically. 100 degrees Fahrenheit, heat index, so it's not like you can deal with easily. So, it's just kind of warning you just don't overwork. And that's true. I mean, you can get a stroke from this heat. And why I speak better about temperatures and all that, I guess I'm used to it. With my disability, if I talk about weather, I got more of a verbal on that, I guess. And that's how my brain's able to work better. But when I start about other things, certain things I mumble, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's how my brain works, and if I get the weight off of me, it won't be that bad, but I still will probably have the issues. I always had trouble speaking when I was young, and I wish I was still going to speech classes because it could really help, because I'm struggling. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to open my mouth when I'm trying to speak, and that's kind of scary. I think I had that last year working, and I used to get this all the time when I was young, and I would try to speak, but my mouth would never open. So you can imagine how that feels when you're disabled, and that was just scary. I mean, I eventually outgrew it, I thought, until last year, and it's like, thankfully it hasn't happened again, so it's kind of weird. You think about it. Just how the brain works for some people. Some people will have a brain damage like I got, and sadly there's nothing really that could fix the issue, and I just have to deal with it. Try to get the weight off and see if that helps get the medicine to work better. And sorry not for uploading for a while, but I had to go to a thing for my sister for the Catholic Church, and Dad becoming a Catholic, as well as completing her first communion. So I had that a long time ago, by the way. I was like still in 6. I got into the Catholic Church, and got approved, and they did it in a way where I actually had an injury years prior to that was related to hemophilia, and that caused bleeding, and I had to take about 2 years off from that church for the school because I was literally bleeding in the leg, and it took a piggling in my arm for a few months, and then I had another one, and then finally it went back to normal. I had to exercise, and they let me become one even if, so that's pretty thankful. I already went through, where my town is, that Sacred Heart Church, and learning all the things, and I didn't say to have a bleed when I was in 4th grade, but it did occur, and it was in my left leg, believe it or not, in the upper muscle, the joints, so that's why I have, hip arthritis, but the left leg never really technically had that. The right one definitely does, and I've been trying to stretch, and it's been helping a little bit. It'll take time, hopefully, but it's hard to deal with when you had all these injuries, and then you're older, and it's like you gotta do your stretching more than anything, it seems like, and that wasn't just the only area. I had several locations in my life where I had bleeding, and I basically not clot because of missing protein. But I'm a lot better than I was. I'm having to bleed over a year, thankfully, and I want to stay that way because it's not cheap to treat this disease when it does flare up. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you.